Hi guys, welcome to another Fri-Yay. I'm coming to you from home, so it might look a little bit different. We're outside today on our patio. If you hear any background noise, please excuse that. Our neighbors across the street are having a fence put in. Didn't plan on that, but we're gonna continue onwards anyway. So today we're gonna be doing some spray paint art. And if you've ever come to one of our Canvas Vandals programs at the library, you'll know a little bit about that. This is going to be different, and we're just going to be using a blank canvas and kind of some stuff to lay on top of it to make that artwork pop out. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be creating something like this. So this is one that I did last week as a test run. We'll talk about the colors on it later because there's stuff that I could have done differently to fix that. But we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna show you what you need to get started with this. You're gonna want, obviously, some spray paint. Your parents are probably gonna have to help you purchase this. I don't think that you guys, I'm not sure if you guys can order this stuff online for yourselves. This is actually just from Amazon. This is the set of spray paint that we used for Canvas Vandals last summer. We had some left over, so right now, I just have all of our bright colors. And this is a really good brand. It's called Hardcore. Also, my cat is making an appearance as well. He was in one of my other Fri-Yays, if you remember him. But this one is a little bit more expensive. It's a little bit pricier. We use it because the colors are really vivid, but you can get any brand of spray paint you want and any colors you would like. So you'll want to get some different colors of spray paint. It can be just your favorite colors, whatever you want to do, and something that you want to see on the art that you're creating. And I'm going to be using just some basic canvases. These are, you can just get these in packs at Michael's or at Hobby Lobby, probably even at somewhere like Walmart. These are very simple. They're just very thin canvases, and these are about an 8x10, 8x11 size, so they're just the size of your regular printer paper. Something that you could easily stick in a little frame or even just sit up on a shelf in your room if you want to display it somehow. So like I said, this is what I did a couple weeks ago. To get this look, I used painter's tape. And I have one that we're going to reveal later that still has the painter's tape on it. And you can see kind of how I did the design on that. And you'll want to, I wrap it around so that the painter's tape is on the back. Painter's tape comes up very easily, but it also sticks really well to stuff like canvas. It's called painter's tape because they use it when they're painting homes. It's very easy to kind of put down to make sure you're not getting paint on something and then pull it away and it won't tear all of the paint away with it. So that's why painter's tape. Masking tape would also work pretty well, but that's why you want to use that type of tape. The other one I did, and I'm going to try to replicate and get better results today, is one that you can do with leaves and flowers. I used yesterday a red tip branch. This is, if my cameraman will turn around and show you the red tip trees behind us. That's the kind of tree, and they have finished blooming now, and so they've got these kind of dead buds on the end now that are really cool, and you can kind of see all the patterns that the stems make, and I thought that would be really neat. However, with these, I didn't press it down onto the canvas hard enough yesterday, and so you can't even see the definition hardly. Like, you see how undefined that is? So what I want to do is create something more defined so that you can actually see the outlines of the leaves and the stems better. So we are going to use just some vines today. I thought these would lay a little bit flatter on the canvas and you would be able to see more of that definition. These are just from a Carolina jessamine plant, and that one is over there. We call it the monster. It's kind of taking over that patio bench over there. But I'm just gonna lay these on here, and it's a little bit windy today, so we'll see how this goes. But you can use garden clippers, or you can also use scissors. I've got some scissors down there. And you can trim it how you want to lay it on there. So I'm going to kind of arrange these, and I'm going to use the ends of these because they're a little bit like, I don't know, they're wigglier and look funnier, so I want to put those on here. Okay. So that's kind of what I've got laid out. And we'll put a base coat over this, and then we'll come back and we'll add some little kind of specks and details and stuff to it. So I think I'm gonna do green again, just because that's very naturey and green is my favorite color. So we're gonna go over here. This is our Beagle Macy. She's gonna help us today and hopefully not get spray painted. When you spray paint, you always wanna do this somewhere where you don't wanna do it on the concrete, you don't wanna do it, you don't wanna do it on a patio. You wanna make sure you do it in the grass with something laid down. Grass, it will grow and it will get mowed and it can go away. You don't want to be spray painting on the patio. You don't want to be doing it on concrete, on wood, because that is permanent. That will stay and your parents will get very mad at you. So lay something out in the grass and spray paint out there if you have the space. Always shake your spray paint up. All right. And I'm gonna try to spray from the top. It's kind of windy today. Well, and I don't think I'm gonna get the definition I want either on this, but you kind of get the gist of what we're trying to do here. You can see kind of already the outline. And I think also the wind is going to factor a little bit into that today. So if you spray from the top down, that ensures that you're not going to be getting in from the side and going underneath of those leaves and vines. So if you're using flowers, if you're using leaves, make sure you're going from the top down. With something like the painter's tape, that's not so much of an issue, but definitely with that, you want to go top down. Thank you, cameraman. So we'll add some little things later and we'll see how that turns out. I don't think it's going to be quite the way I wanted it to, especially with the wind today. That's another thing. If you're going to be spray painting outdoors, make sure you're picking a not so windy day. And here in Texas, that can be difficult. It seems like it's 100-mile-per-hour winds all the time here. So while that's drying, I'm going to show you guys how this one turned out with the painter's tape. So if you want to come over so that you can see, we're gonna start to peel away the painter's tape on this one. And I had to use 2 on each of these to make the chevron pattern. But you see how cleanly that peels away on there. And I used pink and blue on this. Oh, I guess I should have done that one. There we go. All right. Oh, I did get a little bit of paint under there. It must have gone kind of heavy on it. Okay. But with spray paint art, we like to emphasize, especially in our Canvas Vandals program, if you make a mistake that you think you aren't gonna like, wait until the end to see the final product. Because oftentimes, and this is true for a lot of art formats, oftentimes at the end when you look at the finished product, it's going to turn out better than you expected anyway. Even if you do have a little mistake that maybe you thought was going to ruin it, it's probably going to look really unique. So that's this one. and I did pink and I did blue and I did white with this one. So I have those two. But what happened with this one, I initially, if you can see, did kind of that color blue, and then I didn't wait long enough for the base coat to dry, and I went ahead and added green over top of it. And the greens and the blues mixed together, and they kind of became this ombre teal aqua color, and then I added the pink on top of that. And while the color is pretty, I would have preferred if the blue and the green had stood apart from each other a little more and looked more speckly, kind of like the white speckles on this one. But instead they just kind of blended, and it is a cool effect. Like I said, the finished product does look neater than I initially thought it would, but I do still wish those colors would have come apart from each other a little bit. So these were both done with the painter's tape, and you don't have to do this kind of project with canvas. I really think that this would be cool if you have old pieces of furniture laying around that you want to update, if you have something in your room that maybe you have outgrown now that you're a teenager. Maybe it was a piece of furniture that your parents bought when you were a child, and you want to update it and make it feel more like it belongs in your space, and you want to make it more personalized. This would be a really cool project to do with that old furniture. You could do the different designs with the painter's tape, and you'll have to have somebody help you move it outdoors probably. And spray paint it and kind of update it so that it fits you more. Like, I know that when I was growing up, my parents unfortunately allowed me to paint my room and do it the way that I wanted, and my parents, they regretted it later. But it allows you to kind of own the space and makes you feel more like it's your home, it's your room, you want it to be personalized the way you want it to. And I think that this would be a really cool project to do with maybe some old furniture that you have that is probably a little bit outdated, doesn't suit you as a teenager anymore. I think a spray paint project would be really cool for that. And so let's go take a look at our hopefully kind of dry project over here and see how it turned out. I'm going to take some yellow over and see if we can add to that. So it looks pretty dry. Like I said, I don't think I'm going to be as happy with this as I want it to be. I think that the wind was a huge factor today. It's got a little bit of an outline you can see, but I wish that the vines had laid a little bit flatter. But I'm going to add a little bit of yellow. And one thing you can do with this is when you lay stuff out like this, it's neat to focus on the corners, and you can add kind of the sides and make the colors a little bit different on that outline. But you can see kind of the little bit of speckles that you're going for there. When you spray paint, you want to make sure that you stay a good distance away, because if you get too close, you're gonna end up with wet, nasty spray paint. And we try to emphasize that in the Canvas Vandals program, because a lot of people get really close to their project with the spray paint, and it makes the spray paint really wet. And so that takes a very long time to dry. And if you have a limited amount of time and you don't want to wait forever for your project to dry, you don't want to have wet, heavy goops of spray paint on your project. So make sure you're staying a good distance away from it. All right. So hopefully that was a little bit educational. It'll give you guys something to do outdoors while the weather is nice in the spring and it's not 100 degrees yet in Texas. And if you have any questions about it, feel free to leave comments and I'll try to answer the best I can. And show us what you make. If you try this out at home, if you've already got spray paint and you want to show us what you've been doing, show us your finished projects. I apologize for this incredibly loud bird that we've got in the background right now. but we are out in nature and it's a beautiful day. So anyway, thank you guys for tuning into another Fri-Yay, and I'm excited to see if you guys make anything. Let me know, and I will see you guys next time.